This testimony from Mark 5 has inspired believers for generations. Listen and be encouraged today.
Story in the book of Mark chapter 5 about a man called Jairus who desperately needed Jesus to pray for his daughter because she was dying. So Jesus honored his request and he went with him. But at the part of the story where you expect Jairus to get his prayer answered, there suddenly appears another story of a woman who had an issue of blood. And it says that as Jesus was making his way to Jairus' home, the crowd was pressing against him, meaning that the crowd was already slowing Jesus down, and Jairus' matter was time sensitive. But this woman, who had heard people's testimonies about Jesus, took advantage of this opportunity to touch his garment. And she touched it and she was healed. But when she was healed, the Bible says Jesus felt power leaving him. And as if Jairus wasn't delayed enough, Jesus stopped to investigate who had touched him, and the woman came forward and told Jesus everything that had happened. And as Jesus was still blessing this woman, Mark chapter 5 verse 35 says, "There came from the ruler's house someone who said, 'Your daughter is dead. Why trouble the teacher any further?'" But overhearing this, Jesus said to the ruler of the synagogue, "Hey, don't fear, only believe." And then it says something strange. It says in Mark chapter 5 verse number 37, "And Jesus allowed no one to follow him except Peter, James, and John." That means that Jesus could have dismissed the crowd earlier and arrived at Jairus' house sooner, but he allowed the delay to happen. Then it says he took his disciples with him to Jairus' home and he prayed for Jairus' daughter and he woke her up. Here's the question. Why does the story of the woman with the issue of blood appear in the middle of Jairus' ordeal? And why did Jesus allow the delay to happen? Here's why. So that the woman with the issue of blood's testimony would encourage Jairus' faith for his daughter's healing. Here's what you do when you've been praying about something but you feel like your faith is failing. Be like the woman with the issue of blood and listen to people's testimonies about Jesus. Look for testimonies that describe what you're experiencing and get encouraged by how God turned their stories around. Because if Jairus ever doubted and he only came to Jesus because he was desperate, when he heard the woman with the issue of blood describing her experience in real time, you can imagine how it encouraged him to believe for his daughter. That if God can do it for a stranger in the crowd, then he can do it for me and my house.